The stench of death is laying thick in the air. Okay, where to begin? Hello and welcome to my kitchen. And how do I usually say it? Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Triana and this is Killer Dishes. On this channel, I'm gonna be teaching you how to make some kind of yummy little morsel or a little snack or a little cocktail, something to serve to your guests when they come over or when your kids are getting all hungry and cranky. I'm gonna make it super easy for you. And I'm also going to be telling you about some absolutely gruesome murder that's going to absolutely turn your stomach. For today's recipe, I'm going to be making what I have coined the Todt Family Blueberry Toast. It might be a dessert, it might be a snack, I don't know, you decide. But what we are going to find out about is what on earth happened with the Todt family murders. The trial has recently ended, so there is a lot of hoopla going on, and I'm gonna give you the highlights while I make this delicious little morsel. So let's get into it and let's absolutely murder this Todt family blueberry toast. I don't even know how far back to go, guys, because this one is a real head scratcher. Anthony and Megan Todt met in college, where they both became physical therapists. They had a family physical therapy practice in Connecticut. By all accounts, everybody that was interviewed said that Anthony Todt was a real stand-up guy. People would go into his physical therapy practice with just debilitating pain, and after visiting Anthony for a few visits, they were miraculously cured of their aches, their pains. He treated children. People came out of the woodwork just saying how absolutely astonished they were that this man was capable of something so absolutely horrific. Now, all accounts of Anthony Todt as a person when he moved to Celebration, Florida, were in very stark contrast. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Celebration, Florida. It was picturesque, it was idyllic, it was created by the Walt Disney Corporation. Every single house in Celebration was built with a front porch on it because they wanted this to be a community where you sat on your porch and you waved to your neighbors, you had family block parties. There were even birds chirping on speakers throughout the entire town. It was a beautiful place to live until the Todts moved in. Anthony was buried in debt. And when I say buried in debt, I mean this guy was on the run from Uncle Sam, okay? He was committing medical insurance fraud. He was basically billing clients that he had not seen in months or years and billing their insurance companies so that he could collect a check. Super illegal, not a good look, Anthony. They had 3 children. Tyler, their oldest, who was 13, Alec, their middle child, who was 11, and young Zoe, who was 3 years old. They also had an adorable little dog named Breezy. So it was perfect. It was a perfect, beautiful Norman Rockwell family. They had the dogs, they had the kids, they had the medical practice, and now they had the beautiful home in Celebration, Florida. According to Anthony, Megan was suffering from a laundry list of debilitating ailments.
Breathing problems, heart rate problems, chronic pains. She had joint aches. She had feelings of hopelessness, depression, not wanting to go on certain days. There were some days where I helped her shave her legs because she couldn't bend over, she was in so much pain or couldn't breathe.
And Anthony, being the hero that he was up at 4 o'clock in the morning working on Megan with all of his various therapeutic treatments. He would be making breakfast for the kids, he would be flying back to Connecticut to go work at his practice, and then on Fridays he would fly back to Celebration to care for ailing Megan and look after the 3 children. However, the feds were starting to get wind of Anthony's insurance fraud, so he was now under surveillance. This all started to go down around the holidays in 2019. A big brown bear, but a big brown bug. Unique New York. Anthony's sister gets a text message from Anthony telling her that the entire family is down with the flu and they're not going to be able to celebrate the holidays as usual. Okay, this sounds reasonable. Kids get sick, they pass it around. But is that really what's going on? So Christmas has come and gone at this point, and the family still hasn't heard from Anthony. In fact, nobody from the family has heard anything. Anthony's sister starts to see red flags, so she calls local law enforcement to do a welfare check. While that's happening, I'm gonna preheat my oven to 350. So now that Anthony is wanted by the feds for his IRS insurance fraud, police show up to serve him with a warrant. And what do they find? They find Anthony Todt sitting on his front porch without a care in the world. Great. Now police can make entry. And what they find, you guys, what they find is out of a horror movie. The minute that law enforcement makes entry into the house, the stench of death is laying thick in the air. It is a brutal, brutal scene. They enter the home and they're asking if there's anyone home with him. He says that his wife is upstairs sleeping and that the kids are at a sleepover. Did Anthony really think that he was going to talk his way out of this? Did he really think he was going to just tell law enforcement that the family wasn't home and they were going to be like, oh, okay, cool, thanks for the info, we'll leave you alone now? Anthony, you absolute moron. Police make their way into the home and they find every single family member dead. Megan is laying in the master bedroom covered in blood. Both of the boys, Alec and Tyler, are laying on mattresses on the floor, also covered in blood. Law enforcement can't find Zoe.
We still can't find a daughter.
What?
Where's Zoe?
I haven't seen her. She went with you. Oh, no, I didn't see her. I was sleeping. She wasn't here. I haven't seen her. Check the garage.
Did he really say go look in the garage? Anthony, the entire family is covered in blood. Zoe is not in the garage. They finally find Zoe. She's wrapped in blankets at the foot of the bed. And just to give you a little insight into the absolute sickness that is going on in this man's mind, he has been living in this house with the decomposing bodies of his entire family for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
We got the story real quick because immediately police hauled him down to the station where Anthony confessed to absolutely everything.
So for 10 minutes to 15 minutes, you held a pillow over your daughter's head? Mm-hmm. How long did she kick and scream?
Only for a couple of minutes. I stabbed him, and he started kicking. He was trying to get up, and I reached around with my hand and held his nose in his mouth. And he kept rolling and kicking and rolling and kicking, and then it eventually stopped.
So Anthony's confession to law enforcement, Megan concocted this entire plan because she was suffering so terribly from all of her debilitating ailments. She has researched into all this alternative religion, and she has found the answer. The entire family is going to cross into the afterlife together, where they can live in health for eternity as a family. And Anthony is going to be the one to carry out the murders. They're also going to bring Breezy the dog with them. So upon inspection of the home, the entire family was poisoned by a blueberry pie filled with Benadryl. Anthony got up in the middle of the night when the children were all knocked out of their heads on Benadryl, enough to probably put a horse to sleep, and he went room by room. He proceeded to smother each one of the children while Megan was in the room, encouraging him, consoling him. This is what he told law enforcement. This was the story that he decided to go with. His fingerprints were covered in that Benadryl like as if he was rubbing it all over his body. There was not a Benadryl bottle or box in that house that didn't have his sticky little sausage fingers all over it. So, when Anthony finally gets up on the stand, his story has now changed. Anthony tells the court that he came home on the night of the murders And Megan was covered in blood, that she killed all of the kids, and that she had to kill herself next. And Anthony was shocked by this news. He had never heard of any type of plan for this. This is the first he's heard of it. He is absolutely shocked. Does he call police? No, he does not call the police because Megan's hidden the phones. Does he open up a window or run next door to a neighbor's house? No, he doesn't do that either. Anthony, your story is just falling apart. So Anthony takes the stand in his own murder trial. Oh, I am so glad that this guy is the absolute moron that he is. He really thought that he was gonna get up on that stand and convince a jury that he had absolutely nothing to do with this. He's not even answering her questions. Just such a disrespect for the court.
Up at Megan at the stairs, you can't see the doors to the library?
Ma'am, can you see that gentleman back there?
Mike, you don't ask me questions, I ask you questions. Is it during the week? Is it on the weekend?
It's on a day that the sun was up. I do not know the days.
My question is it during the week or during the weekend? So your answer is what?
A day that sun was up. That's all I know.
And you printed it out
That's correct.
and you left it on the green chair.
Actually, I gave it to my mother who was sitting in the green chair for her to read.
Your mother was there?
Oh, my mother was there. My father-in-law that died in 2002. My aunt that died in 2013. Quite a few people were there.
I was watching this trial, you guys, like, quick note, I would like to just explain there is no Benadryl in this recipe. Do not be confused with the story that I am telling you and the recipe that I am making. No Benadryl has gone into this recipe. It is now time for the jury to deliberate. I'm telling you, I was on the edge of my seat. I've been working this case for years now because I'm basically a detective and I want to see this guy go down. The jury goes into deliberation and they come back with a hung jury. If this jury is hung, that means we gotta go back and do this whole thing again, and nobody's got time for this, and I'm trying to make this video short for you. So the judge tells them, absolutely not, I have faith in you guys. You guys go back, figure it out, you got this. While our little blueberry toasts pop in there for 10 minutes, the jury comes back with their decision. And Anthony Todt is sitting there like the cat that ate the canary. This guy thinks he's got this court eating out of the palm of his hand. He was such a disgrace on that stand that this jury saw straight through him. They came back a guilty verdict on every single count.
As to count 1, first-degree murder of Zoe Elizabeth Todt, you are sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Alexander John Todt, you are sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
For Megan, for the kids, and they even gave him the maximum allowed sentence for Breezy the dog. Anthony Todt will spend the rest of his sad, awful life behind bars where he belongs. And that is a wrap on this episode. I'm gonna absolutely murder this little snack. Thank you for coming to my kitchen. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna shoot a quick thank you to today's sponsor, who is my husband, who helped me remodel my kitchen. He will never watch any of my videos because he absolutely hates true crime. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time on the kitchen.